Hi, welcome back to Mickey Car Beauty. If you're new here, welcome. And if you are already subscribed, then welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to do a super quick review of the SUQQU Holiday 2021 Kit B, as in boy. I received both Kit A and B in the mail, and this is one of two videos I'm going to put up. And I ended up doing a look of Kit B, which is this orange one, which came also with a lip fluid glow, which is this color on my lips. And I think it's a new formula for cream blush and highlighter. So if you're interested, keep watching. Here at Mickey Car Beauty, my name is Mickey, or short for Michelle, but my friends call me Mickey. And here at Mickey Car Beauty, I love to talk about luxury beauty and luxury skincare. And sometimes I review things just because they look great and fun, like indie brands. But if that's a content that you're interested in, then please keep watching.
Here we have the SUQQU Holiday Makeup Kit B gift set, and I picked mine up directly from the SUQQU sales associates at Selfridges. And here we have the SUQQU Signature Color Eyes 111, and it's a limited edition quad. And we have the smoky gray with some sparkles and the orange as well. And what I do usually is I like to do one swatch so you can see what one application looks like. And then I'll do a second set of swatches over the original just so you can see if it builds up. And this entire collection, as it reads from the website, it's for the holiday season, and they released this kit in two colors, inspired by the snow, moon, and flowers. And the word in Japanese is derived from the classic Chinese poetry and is used to depict a natural beauty in Japanese. It shines splendidly and elegantly with a hint of femininity. SUQQU's special holiday makeup provides a graceful look reminiscent of cold winter. And then here we go into the demo, and I am using a SUQQU eyeshadow brush and squirrel hair. And I like using these soft squirrel hair brushes for SUQQU and Surratt eyeshadows just because it's a nice, beautiful wash of color. And I'm using the upper right color, which is more of the beigey color. And it's interesting, when I'm looking at the website, the quad actually looks a lighter than it actually is. It's actually a deeper in real life. And I'm just building up the orange color and then softly layering the pieces of the colors together so that it's washes of color. And what I did try to do with this look is I tried to use the same brush and just brushing off the pigment in between with a cloth. And for the signature eye colors, I find that it's best for the glitter topper shade, which is usually the top left, to use my finger and dab it on in the center. And here I'm just creating the smoky bottom eye look here and just finishing off the look with the beige shade, a little bit of the orange, and then smoking it out a little bit with the gray glittery shade. And the nice thing about SUQQU is that the brushes that come with the eye quads are actually quite nice. And what I'm doing here is I'm finding that I needed to deepen up the crease a little bit, so I'm going back into the beige color with the brushes it came with just to see how it works. And then going back again and layering again more glitter topper. And I like to do this. I like to do one eye look and then finish it off and finish it with eyeliner and mascara. And here we have the final eye look. I'm always surprised of how much prettier the final eye look looks with SUQQU with a full eye makeup completed. And this is the new blush formula, at least new to me. It's a cream blusher and highlighter, and this is what I was most excited to try out because I had never tried any of SUQQU's cream blushers or highlighters. And here I'm just trying to test out putting on the cream blusher with my fingers, as a lot of people like to put cream blush on with their fingers, not using a brush. So I'm just seeing how it applies and if it can build up. And then I'm taking some of the highlighter and seeing how that looks. And again, using my fingers for the application. At this time, I'm curious to see if it builds up using a goat hair brush. So I'm using a SUQQU cheek brush here from the Pro Series. And I'm finding, at least for my preference, that I do like using the brush more than my fingers, just because it's easier to build up faster. And certainly if you want a more natural look, I would say use your fingers. But for me, I just got a quicker payoff using the blush brush. And I would say this highlighter is pretty subtle. It's not a very blingy in your face highlighter. It's very natural and it melts into your skin. It did not emphasize my texture, my face, which I was very happy about. And here's the Signature Glow lipstick. I love their SUQQU Signature Lip Fluid glows and I forget what the other ones are called. The matte and glossy formula. And what I found for this in real life, this was actually a very, very bright orange. On camera, it looks a little bit more muted, but it is close to the true color.
Hi beauties, I thought I'd do a really quick synopsis of this SUQQU Holiday Kit 2021. Hi beauties, I thought I'd do a really quick review of the SUQQU Holiday Kit 2021, Kit B as in boy. And this is the orange, more orange kit. And so this year, SUQQU was not selling these individually. They were only selling these as Kit A and B. So this is Kit B. This is the one that has the more orange tones. And then Kit A is the one with the more purple plummy tones. So this is the look. I think it's very pretty. I don't know if I would say this looks very holiday-esque. I think it looks definitely more fall-esque because I have the orange tones and a little bit of the sparkle, but it's just, for me, it doesn't scream holiday. For instance, just to give you a comparison, so last year SUQQU, for their holiday collection 2020, they released the 8-pan palettes for the holidays. Super shimmery. You can see the holiday colors. I actually really loved this palette and wore it a lot during the holiday season, even though I didn't go anywhere. Some people complained about these two shades, but I made them work. I think this SUQQU still has a beautiful formula for luxury beauty, and I still love this. And these 4 pans is, I actually reach for this often still, just because it's such a unique color story for luxury beauty. You know, this is supposed to be their holiday collection. I don't feel like this really screams holiday. Orange feels very fall to me, but not holiday, if that makes sense. So I'll do some cutaways here, but true to SUQQU form, this is how they usually do their quads. Usually you can lay down this as an all over shade, but usually this is a topper. So what I did as I went into this shade here, this kind of like taupey, beigey, glittery shade, and I just went all over my lids. And I laid that down as kind of like the base crease shade. And the way I've seen Japanese creators and people use this palette is more of a gradation effect, kind of like if you are familiar with the artist Mark Rothko, he would take colors and usually do monochromatic colors or colors where it looks like a sunset. It's very calming, very beautiful paintings, and I feel like that's kind of the aesthetic of how SUQQU generally, at least the people I've seen that are Japanese content creators, will use these palettes. And it's makeup, so you can use it any way you want, but that's how I use it today. So I use it more of a gradation in that I went in with this as my crease shade. and then put the orange as the all over the mobile lid, which I ended up doing. And then usually, so that's the orange shade here, and this is the crease transition shade. And then for closest to the lash line, usually this is what they usually have a kind of like a dark color to use for eyeliner. And I learned really quickly, well, I mean, the Western way of doing it is, you know, usually using that as an outer corner kind of smoke shade, which, you know, I'm doing that now to even like amp up the look, which you could do. I'm just merely just tapping that in just to make it more smoky, but I initially didn't do that. So yeah, sorry, that was a little messy, but my point is that for usually SUQQU quads, the bottom one here in the corner is usually used along the upper eyelid to smoke out. And just like the Japanese aesthetic that I've seen people use is that they don't use heavy. So comparatively, I ended up putting some eyeliner from Surratt, the color brown, but it just ends up amping up the look to be super much darker. So if you look at other people, they won't necessarily use really heavy eyeliner or just use a mascara. And then I ended up at the bottom lashes, I ended up putting, again, this is kind of a base, this one all over. And then I popped a little bit of the orange in the middle. And then I think I put a little bit of this darker shade on the outer corner to smoke it out. And then this topper shade, again, I didn't use that at the bottom, but I used it on the top here as a glitter topper almost. And it's not really glitter. These never bother my eyes, which is why I like SUQQU products. Alone, you can see I used it, ended up using this on the eyebrow highlight, and then also an inner corner highlight. So it's really my hands are starting to get dirty, but this really beautiful yellow, bright yellow yellow gold. So it's a pop of color for sure. So, you know, I did that. Just kind of pop that in the inner corner. And so I would say this is a very light palette. There's SUQQU palettes that have orange tones in them. 101, which was limited edition, and this actually sold out also. It's Harugumo, this is probably one of my favorite SUQQU palettes because of the orange, and it pops, and the purple contrast. So I love this one. So I don't think it's the same. I can just swatch the oranges, but I don't believe they're the same. Right, so they're more like washes of color, where this is like a really solid, bright, well, not bright for SUQQU, more of an orange if that pops. And the other orange type palette I have, and it's not really orange, it has a shimmer shade, is 104. Palette 104. Tasogarazumi, and this is 104. Again, it's got an orange shade in it, but it's definitely not, it's got a shimmer to it. Can you see that? So this is and I actually love that orange because it really pops. So, you know, out of all of the orange, you know, I basically have now 3 orange type of palettes, and I showed you one of my favorite ones, which is, Jesus Christ, I showed you one of my favorite ones just because it's a unique color story, and it's the purple and the orange, and I usually don't see that color combinations in quads, and this is a beautiful one. And this shimmer shade actually I think has like a little bit of, do you see that? Yeah, it's a little, you know, I don't think it's anything special. I say if you have the other two, you wouldn't necessarily need this. And again, I just don't think it's very holiday-esque, but it's very pretty. And that's the thing about SUQQU, is like sometimes I feel like they're underwhelming, and then I use it again and I'm like, it's really pretty, it's really pretty. And it's like a different level expectations of how you're going to use the SUQQU brand. Let me talk about then they went and then moved to these new cream blushes. And so I generally am not a fan of cream blushes, just because I think that went on beautifully. What it is like I have a hard time with cream blushes for wear time, that even though it goes on beautifully, usually after an hour or 2 or 3, the blushes will just disappear on me. And I don't know if that's just the nature of cream blushes, the quality, or the fact that I have oily skin. So I'm just generally not a big cream blush fan. But that said, I mean, it's really beautiful and I'm just not going to worry about it. Like, I'm not going to do too many pictures of this product, but I applied this with my fingers at first, and then I wanted to see if it would build up. So you can see it builds up even with this brush here, and I'm using a SUQQU Phase 2 brush. So just, you know, for the purposes of the video, I normally would not wear this much blush, but I just want you to see that's buildable. So really beautiful, but I can't tell if it's gonna wear well over time. It might just disappear. The highlighter, however, is just beautiful. It melted into the skin. I don't know if you see that. And I don't think it's adding any texture to my face. Since we're talking about blush, I do like to pull my hair back just because I find sometimes hair can be a bit distracting. My hair is back. I pulled it back because it's sometimes can be distracting, especially when we're talking about blush. But what you saw me also struggling with is that I have lots of layers in my hair. And this is also why I don't like cream blushes, is that my hair is long and it just kind of gets everywhere. And when I have tacky things on my face, like cream blush, my hair just sticks to my face more, and it's like I'm always constantly like doing this. Can anyone else relate? Can anyone else relate? Is it just me? So even now I can touch it, and like I haven't powdered down my skin because I'm wearing the Lisa Eldridge kind of wear testing shade 19 just to see how it wears. So I never powdered down the Lisa Eldridge foundation, and also I knew I was going to use a cream blusher, so there was no point in like powdering the foundation. So I think it looks beautiful, you know, look really dewy and youthful. That's the nice thing about cream blushes. So I'm grabbing my Sisley powder in Matte 2 and just kind of taking some excess I have and just doing this just to powder down my face and the foundation. And this is the Rephr 22 brush. It was supposed to be, it's marketed, I think, as like a bronzer brush, but it's actually too big for my face. Like, I like more precise bronzer placement. So I've just been using it as an all over brush. It's okay. It's a little bit too coarse for me because I have sensitive skin. So what I'm going to do is then, now that I powdered down, I want to grab my SUQQU Face Pro, which this brush I am loving, and then my Tried and True Tom Ford Gold Dust. I'm trying to project pan this, so I'm hoping by the end of the year I'm going to hit some sort of pan. And just taking some of this just to sculpt up the beautiful, okay. And so far, I would have to say this is probably my favorite bronzer brush. I do think it's a hair too big, but I think this would be a good bronzer brush if you have one of those like all over, you just want to warm up your face, as opposed to like precise kind of contoury bronzer kind of situation. Okay, so now I've powdered it down. You can see more of how the blush lays a little bit. I think it's really beautiful. And so I'll let you know how long this wears. I'm gonna wear test it today and see how that goes. I finished up with the 107 SUQQU Comfort Lip Fluid Glow. And this is actually a smaller size than the regular one. So let me show you the regular one. The regular size comes in this, and this is actually smaller, just something to note. And what's different is that usually you can see the color at the bottom, whereas this one you don't. It has a kind of a glittery cap, but all glittery and nice packaging aside, it's just smaller. 3.3 grams of product and 6.6 grams of product. So half the amount. So this is, at least I'm still kind of like new to SUQQU, and that I've been using them for probably a little bit over 2 years, and certainly there are people who've been using it more. And you let me know if this is the first time SUQQU has done like kits for the holidays. So this is the first time I've had to buy the entire kit in order to get the products. Like, I didn't have a choice to buy the pieces a la carte, which, for some people, I'm sure they're like, oh, I just have to pick A or B, and then like kind of like that kind of everything's in there. For me, I like to kind of pick which pieces I'm going to get. I have to think twice about it. I don't know. I was curious to try. I wanted to try the cream blush and highlighter, that's for sure. Do I like the color of orange? I mean, I purposely wore some like contrasty color today because I knew it was going to be an orange look. I think it's a little bit too orange for me for the holidays, and not in the orange look that I like. I like an orange red for the holidays. This is more like I'm going to like a harvest party or an event for, yeah, for like October, November. And it's not something I really think of when I'm thinking Christmas or New Year's, if that makes sense. But, you know, all in all, getting really quick or closer so you can see. That's the final look. I mean, I can, and maybe you tell me, I feel like I'm losing the blush already, but maybe that's the aesthetic, that it kind of blends in seamlessly. The shadow I think is pretty. I don't think it's anything unique. So counting these new ones, I have about 12 SUQQU quads, and I know some of you have more, so I'm not going to be embarrassed at the fact that I have 12 SUQQU quads, but I already have 2 others that are orange. If you have an extensive SUQQU collection, friends, I don't think kit B, at least if you're getting it just for the quad, is it worth it? You can make your judgment. It looks pretty similar. It's going to be a similar vibe. I do like the smokiness, actually, now that it's growing on me. I think it looks pretty now that I actually literally just dotted more of that deeper shade in the corner to make it more smoky and sultry, which to me adds makes it look a little bit more holiday. So it's like this shade, and certainly you can just pop that in here and it just elevates the look to be more smoky. And that to me then feels like more holiday-esque, if that makes sense. And just my aesthetic, and if you're new to my channel, you might not know this, but if you've seen some of my videos, I definitely prefer a glam look or a soft glam to like super glam to whatever I'm wearing, and that's just kind of my aesthetic. I'm not really big into a lot of colors. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone. Not that I don't like it, it's just what I tend to gravitate for. So, you know, I tend to like smoky glam looks, and I think this is pretty. I think it's pretty. That's it for my review. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today. And as always, please consider subscribing to Mickey Carr Beauty. I would love to have you in the beauty fam, so please make sure to like below, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell so you are making sure to get notification of my videos when they go up. I try to upload 2 to 3 times a week, and if you're interested in luxury beauty and luxury skincare, then this is the channel for you, and then seeing how it works on tan brown skin. And as always, please make sure to take good care of yourself and others, and always be you. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Take care. Bye.